In this video, we're following up with our 2-year-old Morelia Bredli, Laurel, who you've seen in 2 previous training sessions as she cooperatively shifts to a scale. The difference this time is I have elevated the scale above the level of her enclosure threshold, and I've also positioned it quite far away, although you can't necessarily tell from this camera angle. And she's having a little bit of issue with confidence traversing the distance. She's stretching her body out, but she doesn't realize that once it's stretched out, she can set it down on the scale station, which is just an upside down step stool. So what I decide to do is on this next try, when she stretches towards the scale, I'm going to bring the target underneath that perch and try to get her to position her head downward. Here she goes. And as you see, once she lowers her head down to look at that target at a lower angle, her neck touches the edge of that step stool and she realizes that she can support her body on it. This was the breakthrough moment for her during this session. As soon as she felt supported, she was completely confident in completing the exercise that she has previously done 2 other times. Just as I asked her to do the first 2 times, she's following that target around one of the stool legs and towards the opposite end of the stool, and that's to ensure that her whole body is on the scale. Her tail is no longer in or attached to any part of her enclosure, and then she receives her food reinforcement. We only did this 1 time during this session, and then I chose to just pick up the station off the scale, hold it adjacent to her enclosure, and allow her to shift herself back inside. If you watch the previous video, you'll see that this is how I did it the first time I worked with her on this behavior, but then the second time I actually targeted her back into her enclosure.